Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Edith Moluku, an international student in the United States. So today I'm going to be talking about possible F1 visa questions you should expect and how to ace them, how to answer them correctly with confidence, give the right answer and walk out of the embassy with a smiley face and with your visa approved. So with no further ado, let's move right into the video. So before we talk about the questions and how to answer them, I'm going to chip in this little piece of advice. When you're answering your questions, you should make sure that you're confident and you look confident and you speak confidently, so that your looks won't be opposite of what you're saying. So the first question on my list is, how did you manage to get straight into the PhD program? Most of us must have finished our BSc and we applied straight for a PhD program and we got the admission. So this is where you tell them how you're able to impress the admission committee through the statement of purpose you submitted, through the CV, the letter of recommendation that they wrote for you was awesome, the GRE test scores, the TOEFL test scores were excellent. You tell them about the interview you had with the admission committee, how you impress them, how you have an outstanding CGPA. They believe you can do what is required of the program, so that was why you got a straight PhD admission after BSc. When you're trying to make yourself look like a very intelligent person or a smart person, you don't want to sound too confident. Being too confident can be dangerous, and being less confident will be dangerous. So just try to keep it at a normal level. Another possible question you will likely get is, what's your school application process to your chosen school? So when you ask this question, you tell them how you got to know about the school. Did you make use of search engines such as the usnews.com? You were able to search for your courses and look for schools that fit your course, and how you attended virtual fairs and all that. You checked for the admission requirements, you submitted the requirements, stuff like that. So this is what you're going to say when they ask you this question. Most times they ask this question because they know that most people use an agent to get the admission. The candidate in particular will not know the process and things that the agent did, so they want to really know that they were a genuine student and you didn't just pay someone to work it out for you. So expect questions like this. Do not just depend on your agent. So it's better you know something, so that when questions are thrown at you, you will know how to answer them correctly. So the next question that you might likely get is, how many schools did you apply to? So when you ask this question, I know most of us will want to apply to 20 schools, 25 schools, 15 schools. I'm not saying you should lie, but it's good you are wise. 5 schools is enough. Tell them you apply to 5 schools. Telling them you apply to 15 schools sounds so desperate, like you're looking for all means to leave the country. So just tell them that you apply to 5 schools, then you mention the schools. So another question that can come from this is, why did you choose this school among others? Because this is not the only school that gave you admission. Most of you, 5 schools gave you admission, 8 schools gave you admission. So they will want to know, why this particular school over the rest? This is when you come in to tell the VO how the professor you'll be working with, how his research interest perfectly aligns with yours compared to other schools. Then you can also talk about how the area you're going to have a low cost of living, because there are some places in the United States that have high cost of living. So you're also going to mention about the school, how the school is welcoming, how they welcome international students, but most especially as it regards your studies, telling them how your professor's research interest perfectly aligns with yours. That should come first before you add any other thing to it. When they ask you, what will this program do for you? So this is where you come in to tell them how the program is a plus for you in your company. There's this position you're looking forward to, and having a master's degree is going to help you to get that position, or how you want to be a lecturer, and without having a master's degree as a minimum degree of education is not going to be possible. So you need a master's degree at least to be a lecturer. you need the master's degree to get a good job position, stuff like that. So you should be able to think about it and say something. So another question they might likely ask you is, how did you get the scholarship? Because most of you must have gotten scholarship, either a GA position or a TA position. You got that with the tuition. So they'll ask you, how did you get the scholarship? So you tell them that the school gave you the scholarship because you were able to impress them with your results, with your your statement of purpose, your letter of recommendation, things like that. That was how you were able to get the scholarship. So that's just like a good answer for that. So another question to expect is, why this program? They're going to ask you, why did you choose this course and why this program? So tell me, what are you going to say? For most of you that maybe you studied chemistry during your BSc, right, and now you're going for masters in chemistry, PhD in chemistry, is quite understandable. You're just trying to further your studies for what you love. But in the case of someone that maybe studied business administration and now is going for nursing, business administration and nursing is not related. We are talking about life here, and we're talking about office work and all those things. So you will be in the best position to know the main reason why you changed from business administration to nursing. Like, there are so many possible things you can tell them. How your parents forced you to study business administration, and in the long run you discovered that this is not what you want, and you were suffering and you hated the course, and now you want to pursue your dreams now that you're grown up and you've been able to convince your parents that, man, I don't want to study business administration, I want to study nursing. So you were forced to study business administration, so now you want to study nursing. Or you tell them how you develop passion for nursing. Maybe one scenario happened and all of a sudden you want to be a nurse, stuff like that. And before you talk about all this, make sure you've done something related to nursing that shows that you're really passionate about it, either like volunteer jobs, working with an NGO, things that shows that you care about humanity. Like, there should be evidence that you really want the cause, and not just like saying it. There should be something to prove that you are actually serious about studying nursing. Another question they will likely ask you is, tell me about the program. When they ask you, tell me about the program, they're basically saying, tell me about the program. Am I making sense? So what you're going to tell them is how many credit units you're going to be taking. Are you taking 30 credit units, 42 credit units, stuff like that? Then also mention about 4 or 5 courses you'll be taking the first semester. Just tell them about a few courses you'll be taking the first year or first semester. Then tell them how long the program will last. So that's your study plan. So I hope this answers the question. So another thing you should likely expect is, what are some of the courses you'll be taking? So I think I've answered this question already. So know some of the courses you'll be taking and you're good to go. A very important question you might likely get is, why the United States of America? There are different countries that offer good quality education. Canada is there, UK is there, Australia is there, Ireland is there. So many places that can offer you this. So why the United States of America? These people, they are not predictable. They might ask you that question. Just move things and sound confident. Move things. Just tell them, my professor is one of the leaders in this research, and getting to work with him will expose you to world-class techniques and make you stand out. So that's a very good answer. He won't even say any other thing because he doesn't even know who the your professor is. Will he start googling, is professor this one of the leaders in this research area? That's a very perfect answer. So another question I have here is, why this research, or why are you interested in this research? So tell me, why are you interested in this research? Most of us mistake this question with what we want to do after the program, like starting up our own company, taking up a job position, teaching, being a lecturer, stuff like that. That's not what they are asking. They're asking what gave birth to this passion. Why all of a sudden you're interested in this research? Have you seen something? Hey, why is there a tiny thing in the sky? I want to find out what that thing is. What's so special about stars? Why are they glittering? So that's you found it fascinating, right? That's why you want to study about it. So what's that fascinating thing? What's that thing you saw that gave birth to that idea of researching about that thing? So that's the question. So this question is relative. I don't know what your research is, so look for the answer and answer it yourself. I believe you'll come out with something very good answer for that. So another question you should be expecting is, what will you be doing as a graduate assistant? A graduate assistant can either, you can either be a teaching assistant, research assistant. There are so many types of assistantships. So just know your role. If you're a TA or a GA, if you're a TA, you tell them you're going to be teaching undergrads so courses, and you're going to be grading their courses and stuffs like that. If you're a GA, tell them how you're going to be working alongside with Professor this in the lab, how you're going to be reviewing papers, writing research papers, publishing papers, stuffs like that. So just know what your role is, and that answers the question. Another thing that they will ask you is, tell me about your research. So this question is relative. Know about your research. Be able to know some things about your research. Know at least the surface of your research, so that when they ask you this question, you're going to make sense. Most of them did not even study what you're studying. So even though you blab, when you blab with confidence, you will sound convincing. So just know something about your research. So another question they will ask you is, what would you be working on? So most of you must have known your research topic, why some people might not know. So when they ask you what you'll be working on, so just tell them what your research topic is all about. So another thing you should also look out for is, why do you need a PhD? Why do you need a master's? Must you go for a master's program? Must you go for a PhD program? They will ask you this question, and you should be able to defend it. So this is where you tell them how you need this master's because you want to improve your knowledge on so thing, or you want to be a lecturer and the minimum qualification of being a lecturer is a master's. So you need this master's to be a lecturer, or there's this job position that you need so much and you need a master's degree so for them to give you that job position. There are so many reasons why people need master's or PhD programs. So look for one, and you know what your reason is. That's what I'm trying to say. So you just tell them the reason why you're going for a PhD or the reason why you're going for a master's. Another question to expect is, are you married? Then if you're married, they'll be asking you like, what's your plan for your family? Are you bringing them over, or they're staying back in the country? So you should look for an answer for that. There are two ways to this question, but just pray about it, right? Pray about it. Some people will say yes, they're bringing their kids, their family over, maybe in the next 3 months or 6 months, and they'll still get their visa approved. So just pray about it. Even though you tell them like you're not bringing them over, is also a risk. So whichever one you say. Another question you should be expecting is, you have a family in the United States? So they will ask you that question. It's usually a red flag when you have a family member in the particular state you're going to. Let's say the school is in Texas and your family is in Texas. Is usually a red flag, but sometimes I think some people are just so lucky. So when it comes to visa interview, right, it's about luck and sometimes working for it. So it's just try and get good answers, right, and also pray. So that's just what I'm going to say. But do not worry, like the visa interview is not a hard thing. It's not a hard thing at all. I think in my next video I'm going to share with you guys about my F1 visa interview in Abuja. Abuja, Nigeria. Oh my god, that day I got like the memory is still fresh in my brain. I think sometime I'm going to share that memory with you guys. So guys, that brings us to the end of this video. I'm going to see you guys later. Bye.